Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, welcome, welcome. It is another episode of The Late Shift. I'm your host, Suleiman Steele. I know it's Tuesday. I know. I understand. The show's called The Late Shift, man. It can come at any point in time. I kid, I kid. Some technical difficulties, but we're back. We're here. Let's shoot this damn thing, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys are ready, locked and loaded. Let's put this thing away. Kicking it off. I don't know if you guys have heard that this woman happened sometime last year. I think it was in October, but it came to light a few weeks ago, and it really trended last week on Twitter. The lady who, this is basically what she was called, right? She was called the lady who flipped off the presidential motorcade. But I wanted to dig, and I wanted to find out the lady's name. So the lady's name is Julie Briskman. And Julie Briskman was fired for flipping off the presidential motorcade, so Donald Trump's motorcade while he was driving. Now, this was, the funny thing though for me is that the shot was actually really a big shot. Whoever took that picture really deserved some major props. It looked epic. But what ended up happening was, the image went viral online, and so she basically kind of confessed to her boss that she was actually that lady in the image, which then resulted in her boss saying, well, then she probably has to resign. One of the reasons for that is the company that she worked for was Akima LLC, which is basically a government agency. They work with government contracts from the FBI to the Department of Justice. So you kind of see where this is going, right? Like the influence of politics within the companies and how this really works. But the company had said, right, one of the things the company said was, why she should resign was because she had broken company social media policies. This is a very interesting thing because she never posted this picture online. She did not post it, right? Other people posted it. Whoever took the image then sold it to news outlets like Washington Post and New York Times, who then published it. But she broke company policy? I don't understand that. And that's the thing, especially in this day and age that we live in. I don't think many companies really have social media policies. They just find loopholes to get rid of people because they actually too cowardly to actually stand up and say something. That's just my take. We can't just be going around firing people and using the excuse of your social media policy. That just doesn't work for me. So at the end of the day, guys, what I but you should maybe consider this. What are your company social media policies? At the end of the day, the last thing you want to do is end up in a situation like this, and especially in South Africa, where we have to deal with the CCMA on a regular basis. I don't even think the CCMA knows social media policies. So we got to get that right. We got to probably start having different conversations around that and what exactly policies are. Because at the end of the day, people should not be getting fired for things that they technically did not do. That's my take. I'm sure you agree with me. Let us keep on rolling. I'm feeling good today. I hope you can see that. I hope you can feel my energies through this camera. Moving on. Beautiful woman by the name of Aisha Champs. She graduated law school. The beautiful thing about this, right, is she put herself through law school. She is a mother of five. A mother of five, ladies and gentlemen. And she put herself through law school. That is absolutely epic. Salute to you, Aisha Champs. But the reason as to why I'm talking about this is because of Yahoo Lifestyle, right? Yahoo Lifestyle basically published an article, and it was literally the headline on their Twitter feed, and it basically said, "Single mother of five graduates from law school." Right? First and foremost, she's widowed. Her husband died. There's a very big difference between a single mother of five and a widowed mother. We've got to get that right. And I think as a brand and as a business and as journalists, you guys should probably do your research a little bit better, Yahoo. That's the thing. I kind of feel like Yahoo's like, well, nobody really reads this. So what are the chances? People done read it. It went viral, and people ripped them apart. Because at the end of the day, it's just sort of taking away from the woman's shine. Single mother, and you know what I'm going to say next? Yeah, it was a black woman. And that's sort of like the stereotype that we have, that black men are not never around to raise their kids and so on and so forth. Maybe in some instances that's correct, but in this instance it's not. So you can't just say things like that. You know, you can't just push that type of narrative, because at the end of the day, there's a lot of people who eventually, you know, like the comments that I was reading in that thread were absolutely horrible. You know, when you're seeing things like, well, you know, she should have probably closed her legs and A, B, and C. I'm sorry, but we tainting what she did, what she achieved, we tainting that, right? And we do that a lot on social. Why? For what purpose? You know, and I feel that this is Yahoo's fault, because you started that. You opened those floodgates. Come on, people, you ought to be a little bit more responsible here. You know, it's just the way it has to be on social media. But shout out to Ayesha Champs. I love the pictures that I saw of her and her kids. It was epic. So salute to you, man. Salute to you for actually killing that. It's amazing. Great achievement. Moving on. Meek Mill. I don't know if you guys, well, I know you guys know the rapper Meek Mill, who has been serving some prison time for apparently violating his parole, which is not true. At the end of the day, it was just the judge that was out to get him. Now, the interesting thing is he has been granted a new trial. He was supposed to be released yesterday, but basically the judge was like, no, that's not happening. So basically the DA has granted Meek Mill a new trial where he will be judged by a judge who has common sense. You know, this lady has literally just been out here to get Meek Mill. Literally, since Meek Mill was 16 years old, she has been on his case. She gave him 10 years. 10 years parole. So anything that Meek Mill did, he was going to be in trouble. No matter what he did. You know, and this is a guy who lives in the hip-hop space. It's a crazy world, this hip-hop lifestyle that they live. You know, we've all seen it. And this lady, this judge has personally violated Meek Mill over and over and over again. And yep, you might be sitting there thinking, yeah, this is typical of, you know, bringing down the black man. But funny enough, it was a black judge. A black female judge. Because this is what happens. This is something that also happens, right? We don't talk about this quite enough. The race on race, black on black hate. We see it a lot. We see it online. We see it. I mean, I've been seeing online why black people don't support black businesses. Black people don't support black businesses. I've seen it. I've seen people voicing that. You know, and this is one of those instances, and I really am disappointed to see it, but I'm really extremely happy to see that Meek Mill is not going to be wrongfully imprisoned any longer. It shouldn't be that way. So hopefully this new trial gets Meek Mill off, and Meek Mill can come out and do what we love to see Meek Mill do, and that's create amazing music. Moving on. I'm sure you guys have heard it. Your data has been sold, your data has been breached, your data. Everybody's been going nuts. But let me tell you one thing, real quick, fast. This is actually all our fault. Every single one of us. This is not Mark Zuckerberg's fault. This is not Facebook's fault. This is not social media's fault. This is not the internet's fault. This is our fault. We, as people, signed up for Facebook. Nobody forced us to sign up to Facebook, right? Think about that. Nobody came to you and held a gun to your head and said, you need a Facebook profile. Nobody said that. You chose to do it because you wanted to be involved, right? And you then made the error of not reading the T's and C's. You didn't read the T's and C's. You clicked in, accept. We've all seen that episode of South Park, right? With Apple, where they become the human Apple pod or whatever that thing was called. That's exactly this. This is another thing that was, we chose to do this. We did not read the terms and conditions. But Zax was he went and testified in front of the Senate, basically explaining this whole data breach that's taken place, where he had to explain that no, Facebook did not sell the data. What they did was they, advertisers come to them and then they place the ads. Facebook doesn't sell data to any third parties. Cool. I would like to believe that. I don't know if I do. But at the end of the day, whether or not what Facebook does with our information, because we didn't read the T's and C's, is they can do whatever they want with it. I'm assuming, right? This is just my assumption, because at the end of the day, it could say that I've never read the T's and C's of Facebook. So in the T's and C's, it could genuinely say, we can sell this to a third party. You have given us the consent, you agree. Right? And this meeting between Mark Zuckerberg and the Senate resulted in his share price going up, his stock price going up to 66 billion. So clearly Zuckerberg said some things that people were like, and the stock market and all the big money people were like, yeah, that makes sense. He spoke about possibly bringing in a paid Facebook. Cool, that could work. Maybe, I don't know. Would people read the T's and C's then? Probably not. Guys, this is the thing about social. You can't do things and then blame. Like, we love to do that as people, right? When are we going to take responsibility for our own things? We chose this. We as the people chose to do this. Right? We chose to do this. We chose to sign up for these platforms. We chose to live in these platforms. We chose to make these platforms part of our lives, and then we want to complain? Come on, guys. We can't do that. Be a little bit smarter. Maybe read the T's and C's before you sign up for a new platform. Maybe go and check out your privacy settings. Maybe. I know I did, but then I was like, whatever. If they want to use my data for people to actually advertise to me based on things that I'm interested in, cool. It makes my life easier in terms of finding that thing. Moving on. I know you guys know about Bill Cosby. It started, his new trial started last week. Because his previous trial ended without a verdict, but his new trial has begun. And one of the people who testified is Janice Dickinson, the supermodel and TV star. So she basically testified on how this all took place, how she ended up at his home, how she ended up being drugged and raped. Man, I read the whole transcript in terms of her when she was on the stand, and it was crazy. Man, it was madness, absolute madness. There was also a young lady who was there who had been, she had also been abused by Bill Cosby, but she couldn't, her time to report the crime had passed, but what she had done was, she decided that she was going to go outside the courtroom and protest naked. She ran around protesting naked. Obviously the images went viral, the video went viral, she was stopped by the cops. But at the end of the day, this was basically something, you know, the reason why I'm bringing this up is that this is so major. I just don't see how he cannot be charged for these crimes. I just don't see it. What I'm reading and what these women are saying, he should be charged, at least for one. Give me one. That's all I'm actually asking for, because I need to see that famous people are not going to get away with crimes like this. I don't care who you are, right? We all love Bill Cosby. I know I love Bill Cosby as a comedian, as an actor. I love him. His legacy as that is beyond. Bill Huxtable, legendary. But Bill Cosby as a human, as a man, as this? No, we can't condone that. We need to set examples and set the right example. He committed the crime, he must do the damn time. Simple. Moving on. So, man, this was actually very epic, guys. I thought that this was such a great topic, and it was something that went viral very quickly, mainly because this is the world that we live in. So Cindy Serenia Bishop, she's a model from Thailand. And so the other day was the Thai New Year. Happy New Year to the people of Thailand. But basically, funny enough, one of the government officials had said, he had told the woman, he had said to the woman, I'm going with said, he had said to the woman they should not dress sexy for the celebrations and for this festival. And so she then created the hashtag, don't tell me how to dress. I love that. Because at the end of the day, nobody has the right to tell anybody how to dress except a parent. I feel a parent can tell their children how to dress because I am the parent and that's just how it is, right? But now a government official is telling women how to dress. Why aren't you telling men not to rape? Right? Shouldn't we be saying that? Shouldn't it be don't rape women? Even though I feel like that shouldn't be something we have to tell you. But the problem is now we have to prepare our women and our girls to not get raped. So if you dress in a specific way, you're going to get raped. If you don't, you won't get raped, right? That's what I'm understanding here. No, it shouldn't work that way, because you see, we basically live in this rape culture where this is what we perpetuate, so it's the woman's fault. Why don't we just say that? Just say it's the woman's fault for getting raped. Get it over and done with. Because this is what, for me, this is what this story tells me. This story tells me that. It tells me that if a government official can come out and speak in that manner, we have a problem. A major, major problem. We should probably change the government officials that we have. I've been saying this. Because a lot of the government officials don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're saying. They're coming out and they're blaming women. People, come on. Gee whiz, when are we going to start teaching our boys to start respecting women? When? At what point in time do we do that? Instead, do you not see that we're teaching the wrong thing? So, thank you to Cindy Bishop for this beautiful hashtag. This is something that needs to go viral everywhere, not just in Thailand, around the world. There are way too many women in this world who are getting told how to dress, not to dress, where to go, what to do, what to say. No, women shouldn't have to live like that. We as men should learn how to live with women. Women shouldn't have to learn how to live with men because women give us life. We are freaking fortunate to have women, and we should cherish that. The one problem is that we don't. Moving on. You know, there's never an episode. I just can't have an episode without the main man himself, Donald Trump, for many, many reasons. And this one is twofold. First, the James Comey book. I don't know if you guys know James Comey. He's the former FBI director who was fired. But the James Comey book is dropping. Now, one of the interesting things, because it was announced on Friday that it was coming out, we then saw like a bunch of snippets come out from the book. And immediately, the great Donald took to Twitter. And he called him a slime ball. He called him a slime ball, he called him a liar, he called him untrustworthy. But pretty much all the regular words that Donald Trump uses when he is describing somebody that he doesn't like. And this was one of those situations. Now, this is the interesting thing. This is what, the second or third book, I think, to come out of the Trump presidency. I think these guys are brilliant because at the end of the day, they're putting it in books. Donald Trump's not going to read it. He's not. He's just going to get the little snippets like everybody else. Whatever Fox News gives him, because that's what he does, right? He goes to Fox, he consumes that, and that's his basic opinion of what's really going on. But it's the second part of Donald Trump that I'm going to be speaking about. So we discussed Syria last week and the chemical strikes that took place there. Now what happened was Russia then said, if America attacks Syria, we will respond and attack America. Cool. At one point in time, it seemed like Donald was like, no, we're not going to attack them. We're not. We're good. We won't do anything. I think it was either Saturday or Sunday. Mission accomplished, went viral on Twitter. Why? Because Donald Trump had confirmed that the attack on Syria was successful. Now, this is the baffling thing. We are living in a world where to prevent you from committing a war crime on your own people, we are going to commit a war crime on you to prevent you from committing further war crimes. Okay? That sounds like a good idea in short. I get, what the heck, people? Like, what is that? We cannot live in this type of world because now Russia's saying that they can respond to America. This is how world wars start. Really. This is when, if we were to look back at history, once the world was done and anybody's like, hey, how did that war end? How did it start anyway? This is it. This is the starting point. America and Russia, yet again, playing with the world. It shouldn't be this way. I don't know how, but there has to be some form of a discussion that is had before anything like this takes place. And it shouldn't be on Twitter, Donald Trump. It shouldn't, because most of the world's leaders are not sitting on Twitter waiting for you or looking at what you're saying. Most of the world's leaders aren't even on social media. You are the most active. You're a game changer. But we need better responses to situations like this. What happened in Syria was extremely tragic. I don't think what happened in Syria by the Syrians should be dealt with more war and hearts and women are dying. So let's take a moment to just try and be a bit human for like 2 seconds. Because at the end of the day, that's all we have left. Moving on. Caster Semenya. Caster. I love Caster Semenya. I genuinely do love Caster Semenya. I think she is probably one of the greatest 800-meter runners of our time. And we basically saw that in the Commonwealth Games where she broke the Commonwealth Games record and won gold. Right? Done and dusted. That is it. Now, this is my thing. One of the reasons why I love Caster, we all know everything that she went through in terms of her identity. Is she a man? Is she a woman? Blah, 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 blah. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But, knocked back, ridiculed, chastised, couldn't do it, the sport that she loved. Comes back and delivers and delivers. I mean, she delivered at the IAAF Games. She's delivering now. She's setting herself up for the next Olympics in a big way. Big, 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 big way. Caster, I want to salute you for killing it. Thank you very much. Thank you for bringing home a gold for South Africa. Thank you for breaking the Commonwealth Games record. And thank you for inspiring young girls to achieve their dreams. You can get knocked down, but you can get back up. Thank you. I appreciate that. Moving on. We're going to stay here. We're going to stay with great females who inspire millions, if not billions. Beyonce. Beyonce. Ladies and gentlemen, I woke up extremely early, as I'm sure a lot of South Africans did, to watch the Queen perform at Coachella. It was remarkably and arguably the greatest performance of all time. She made history in terms of the number of people that viewed it. She made history in terms of the number of, history, just her numbers were insane. We got to see Destiny's Child, we got to see Jay-Z, we got to see Solange, we got to see an incredible performance by the Queen. Now, I am here saying I believe Beyonce is the greatest performer of all time. She's the greatest entertainer of all time. I'm not discrediting Michael or Prince or James or any of those artists, but what I'm saying is this woman is above and beyond all of it. I believe. Alright? And we can discuss this. I believe we should discuss this. But we should discuss it in a way that is actually free and fair. We can play around with it. But I believe she is. So shout out to Beyonce, an absolutely insane performance. I loved it. I love seeing Destiny's Child because I grew up on Destiny's Child. That's just like they were one of those. They were one of the girl bands. We had boy bands and girl bands, whereas nowadays we just have these guys who are here kind of making a noise. Beyonce, thank you for an incredible performance. We bow down to you. You are the queen. Moving on to another queen, the queen of rap, Nicki Minaj. Yes. She released 2 new tracks. I'd say 3 new tracks because she had the track Anybody with Young Thug. She had Chun-Li. She had Barbie Tings. And she had something else. I'm not sure what it was. But I'm going to deal with the 2. The 2 that she released on her own. Barbie Tings, my favorite track. It's got a very old school Swizz Beatz sound. It's got a very, it's just bumpy, and she's rapping like really hard on that song. So we're bringing this up. Why? Because Nicki Minaj disappeared from social media, and that's a big deal, right? When Nicki disappears from social media, it's a massive deal. But she's back, delivered 2 amazing songs, and delivered an interview as well for us where she discussed things like Cardi B, she discussed Lil Wayne, she discussed Drake and Meek Mill, and the cool thing was she basically spoke about her and Cardi B because we all, if you guys don't know about it, there was a situation with a song called Motorsport featuring Cardi B and Nicki Minaj with the Migos. So it's a Migos song. So what happened was Nicki was on the song originally, she had a singing verse, and she had said, if Cardi's the QB, I'm Vince Lombardi. I loved that verse because if Cardi B is the starting quarterback, right? She's the star of the team. She's the coach. I thought that was a big ups. A lot of people are like, no, it's a diss. How is that a diss? That'll be like Bill Belichick dissing Tom Brady. It doesn't make sense. Like Phil Jackson dissing Michael Jordan. It doesn't make sense, people. You know, I just believe that at the end of the day, we do this quite a bit when it comes to female rappers, right? We want them to fight and battle. Why? There's not that many. There's not that many really good female rappers. There aren't that many. Right? And speaking of female rappers, here in South Africa, there's zero. Except, like, I really dig Muesli. I'm sorry, I said zero. There's Muesli, there's Rogue, or Rouge, I'm not exactly sure how I pronounce her name, and there is somebody else that I'm forgetting. Yeah, that's it. So in South Africa alone, right, there's two really good female rappers, in my opinion, based on the rapping, not the numbers, not the look, not what MTV Base is saying who the hottest MC is. No, because that is a fabricated list. You're creating a criteria that doesn't make sense. Right? We're talking about rap, MC. That's the worst part. MTV Base. I'm sorry, I'm going off here, but I just get insane when I think about this. MTV Base basically says the hottest MC. What is an MC? Like, really, go back. And the crazy thing is, they have great guys. They have Slicker there, one of my favorite rappers in South Africa. They have some really experienced dudes. What is an MC? You know, I saw Reason there once, and he argued this thing. What are we talking about? Right? But going back to Cardi and to Nicki, this is a great time for female hip-hop and for female rap and for rap in general, because at the end of the day, we have two female rappers at the top of their game. And we coming off last year when Rhapsody absolutely killed it with Layla's Wisdom. So now we have three female rappers who are probably out-rapping a lot of the men. Let's be honest. That's Rhapsody out-raps most guys. Nicki out-raps most guys. Cardi, we still seeing what she got. Right? So let's, you know, especially in social media, let's bring these women together. We can like all three of them. Right? You can. You really can. You like Jay-Z, you like Nas, you like Eminem, right? Why can't you like Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, and Rhapsody? I don't understand that. You can, and you can support all of them equally because they're all different human beings, they're all different women, and they're all talking about different things. But salute. Cardi B also broke a record again. I think she did 100 million streams or over 100 million streams like that on Apple. So shout out to Cardi B, shout out to Nicki Minaj, shout out to Rhapsody, shout out to Muesli, shout out to all the dope female rappers. I support you and I think you guys are amazing. Keep on keeping on. Moving on. You guys having a good time? I'm having a good time. Moving on. I don't know if you guys know this product. I kind of know about it because there's some women I've been with who are involved in this industry. It's a product called Eucerin for your face. It's a skincare product, you know, make you look pretty. But on Friday, Eucerin had an event where they invited popular bloggers, vloggers, makeup artists, and the likes to a event where Dr. Reinholz, I love saying that name, Dr. Reinholz from the University of Munich. He was brought in to discuss acne, different types of acne, different ways to clean acne, different ways to spot acne. And one of the things why I'm speaking about this because this trended on Twitter on Friday. The Eucerin acne, the Eucerin challenge acne. So it's basically them challenging acne and how they're going to combat acne. This was actually just a brilliant move. And I love when brands do this online. I really do. When they bring people together, they treat them awesome. Like I was looking at the treats there that Twiggy posted. Shout out to Twiggy. Hi Twiggy. When the things that the treats looked amazing. The venue was amazing. It was an amazing setup. You know, when you're willing to fork out money to create something epic that is beyond just in that room, that is thinking smart as a brand, right? So how could you as a brand do something similar, like Eucerin, like exactly what they did, right? They launched a new product, but they pivoted it because they knew it wasn't going to stay in-house. They knew that they brought in influencers and influential people who were going to explode this thing outside. And what I saw was a lot of girls, hey, where can I get it, where can I get it? Boom, 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 boom. Done, game over, right? Also, what are you thinking? How are you using your ad dollars better? Are you still putting your ad dollars into the yellow pages? Okay, if that's what you want to do, you got to do it then. That's up to you. Moving on, because this next topic directly speaks on that, right? It's another influence thing, because this is a social media show. It is. It really is. I know you might not think that, but it is. Bella Thorne, the child star turned superstar. Basically, she revealed some things. She did an article where she was basically speaking about how she makes extra cash. I guess I don't know if you can call this extra cash, but she makes money using social media. So one of the things is for an Instagram post, she charges $65,000, right? $65,000 for one post on her page, and for a post on her story, she charges between $10,000 and $20,000. The story one is very interesting to me because at the end of the day, that's there for 24 hours, right? But if she has a following of 17.3 million, how many people do you think are consuming that content? Right, so I did a little bit of research because that's what I do. I went and I checked out who she's worked with, but directly off her Instagram page, not ads like that, directly off her page. And what I found was a boomerang video that she had done for Buxo Cosmetics. Buxo, I don't know how to say it, but I'm saying it. Now, Buxo Cosmetics, they have 335 followers, right, in total on their Instagram page. Bella Thorne has 17.3 million. Bella Thorne got 2.2 million views on that video. So she got more views on that little video than what the more than what the page has. So the page, the company that she was promoting, has less. Right, so she's basically moving eyes from her to there. Very simply, it's a very easy transition because you just tag them, and she did that. How many companies are doing this? Right, and a lot of people might say to me, "Well, I don't have $65,000 to spend." I bet you do. If you look at your whole year's marketing budget, I bet you're spending quite a bit. Now, I'm not saying that you must go to Bella Thorne, that's insanity. What I'm saying is find an influencer who's got numbers, but good numbers, engaged numbers. So if she has 10,000 followers, you want to at least see that she gets 5,000 likes, hypothetically. Him or her, sorry, not just females, him or her. But be careful, make sure that it matches your brand identity, right? Don't choose a girl who is all about booty pics and your company is about hair supplies. I don't know, just use logic, right? Pair the things, because at the end of the day, what happens is a lot of companies have suffered because of this. They pair with the wrong people and the brand ends up and that's it. So think smart. It's there. I believe it's there because that's where the eyes are, so use that to your advantage. Are the eyes on the yellow pages? No, but if that works for you, then use that. Simple. Moving on to the man. This kid, I'm super happy for him, man. I'm super happy for Mason Ramsey, the Walmart yodeling kid. I'm such a fan of this kid because he's genuinely doing what he loves. And the only way you can tell that is by going to watch Mason Ramsey. Watch his videos, watch what he does. It is absolutely insane. Just the amount of times, this kid is just having a great time. He loves to yodel. If you don't know him, Google it. Mason Ramsey, the yodeling kid. He was yodeling at Walmart. This past weekend, he yodeled at Coachella. Anything is possible. Anything is possible. With social media, the craziest things have happened. Right? We've seen this. Will Smith. We're gonna close this off, but I'm gonna dive in because the rest of the topics are so relatable. They're so related and so relatable at the same time. Will Smith and NASA did the first Instagram live video from space. What is that? That is so game changing. And the reason for this, because you might be going, well, what does Will Smith know about space? He was just in MIB. Yeah, he was in. Don't forget, Men in Black is real as well. Don't forget that. But he's promoting his new show on Nat Geo called One Strange Rock. That's dope, right? It's super epic. This is what we're getting to see. We're getting to see people. And Will Smith started social media. He started on Instagram last year, I think, and already he's exploded. Not just his Instagram page, but his YouTube channel. You might be sitting there going, well, he's Will Smith, of course that's going to happen. Not actually, right? There's a lot of celebrities who have a big following just because of who they are, and they don't post anything. They're not engaged. Whereas Will Smith is hyper engaged. Like, whoa. I saw a video of Will Smith where he responded to some guys who challenged him. Some random guys challenged him to something. He accepted the challenge and he did it. There's guys, don't play around with social. Like, that's the thing, is that people playing around and they're thinking these things, like, it doesn't work because some marketing person charged you 15,000 rand and didn't really help you. That's on you. You know, what are your targets? Trust me, I've been there. I've been finessed like that. You know, I didn't know what my targets were, what my goals were, and that's what happened. Right, moving on. So you guys know Ray Sherman, right? The group Sway Lee and Slim Jimmy from Ear Drummers. So he released a new song called Guatemala this past Thursday or Friday, but the way he did it was clever, and a lot of guys are not doing this. So he said to people, basically, if I can get 11,000 retweets, I will release a new song. How long do you think it took for that to happen? For 11,000 retweets on Sway Lee's page. That happened like in, I think, about 15 minutes. And what did he do? He delivered on his promise and he released a new song, Guatemala. He promised that it would be the next Unforgettable. Yeah, I can see what he's saying, but I don't think it's as big as Unforgettable. Like, because of French, like, even though it was, you know, Sway Lee really killed it, I think that was definitely, having French Montana on that song, it was French Montana's song, but he needed French. But this is what these guys are doing now. They are making, and that's how you know how engaged your audience actually is. Do you know what I mean? Like, when you can say something and your audience actually jumps and they're like, yeah, I want it. That's what we're talking about. Build a community of people who are engaged. Don't worry about the numbers, because the numbers can lie to you very quickly and very, very easily. Trust me. Moving on. Oh Lord, Starbucks. You know, Starbucks, I'm going to give you the brand fill before I even speak. Before I even tell you guys the story. Take the brand fill, Starbucks. Thank you. So basically, a manager in Starbucks this past week called the cops, right, on two guys who were waiting for a friend. And one of the reasons was because they weren't ordering anything. But they were waiting for their friend. Why'd you call the cops? Oh, yes, sorry, wait, they were black men. My bad. Sorry. I left that part out. Yeah, that's actually what happened. Racially profiled. It was confirmed by the manager. And also, the young lady who actually, I think she caught the video, Melissa DePino, she posted it on Twitter, and she actually asked the same question. How come this doesn't happen to white people when we waiting for our friends? We don't get the cops call on us. This is what she said, her words, not mine. Right? Why is this a brand fail? Because at the end of the day, as a brand, there's policies that you guys are just not following. Racially profiling somebody is definitely not one of those things. I can guarantee you that. Apparently the manager's left now, but is that really good enough? You know, the Starbucks issued an apology, but is that really good enough? You know, like, when does this come to an end? Especially because we live in, like, we live in a world that's on edge right now. It's racially, especially, the racial tension's high. Right? Just a little bit of common sense, and I think a lot of brands should be doing that. Take your staff for training, get your staff retrained. This is a sensitive world that we live in. You don't want your name dragged through the mud because somebody else has their own notions on the way things should be done in your business. And Starbucks is a massive conglomerate. Moving on to crazy restaurant brands and things of that nature. I don't know if you guys know this place, but it's a place called Rodizio. It's a Brazilian restaurant, and funny enough, right, I actually work there. Me and two of my friends, we work there. My sister-in-law worked there. My family used to go there very, very much. We loved the place. Not this one, the one in Foy's. I'm talking about the one in Foy's. That's where I used to work. We didn't really go to that one. We went to others. But so basically what happened was the owner of Rodizio Fourways decided that he was going to pour boiling hot water on one of his employees. Boiling hot straight off the kettle. Now you might be wondering, why did he do that? Why would he do something like that, Suleiman? Well, apparently, it was because this man, the employee, he had taken some food. Well, not food. Actually, it was oxtail. It was sauce from the oxtail that was left over. It was done. The chef had used it already, and he had some leftover spaghetti that he had mixed with the sauce, right? And he was eating it. Owner comes, sees this, and basically loses his mind on this guy and pours the water. Why am I bringing this up? Because the EFF posted about it. They posted the pics of Fortune Moyo, how burnt he was on his chest. So this happened on Wednesday last week. Thursday, the restaurant was closed because the boss had basically told the staff that people are coming to burn it down. That's not. Why are you running away? Why would you commit what I consider a crime, right? And then you're gonna hide. Why are you hiding? What are you hiding from? You need to stand up. Like, tell us why you did what you did. Justify it. There's no justification, but we need to at least hear something from you. Closing the restaurants and hiding is not going to work. That's just going to incite more and more issues. We saw Adele basically say boycott them. That's somebody who has a voice. She has a radio show. She has a TV show. She has a massive social media following. If she calls boycott, she's like the Oprah of South Africa, guys. You might think that's extreme, but I think that's legit. Watch out now. Moving on. I just want to close this off basically because I'm actually a big Patricia DeLille fan. And Patricia DeLille has been getting in trouble with the DA because she went to a memorial service for Winnie Mandela, who was laid to rest this past weekend. May she rest in peace. But Patricia DeLille was basically, she attended an EFF memorial service and she was there, front row, blah, blah, blah. Chill, right? You'd think that's no issue. Well, the DA decided that they want to launch an inquiry into why she was there. What was she doing there? Well, firstly, Patricia DeLille is a person who can go where she pleases. It was a memorial service. She has every right to be there. She was a friend and colleague of Winnie Mandela. She has every right to be there. So I don't understand what the issue is. Obviously, your boy Moosey was moosifying himself, as always. He lost his mind. And I don't understand why. You know, I'd love to know why, because at the end of the day, I think that she was just being a person who was attending a memorial service for her friend. Did the DA have a memorial service for Winnie Mandela? Did you see anything about that, John? No? No. Did you guys? No? You guys didn't see anything? I didn't see anything. So I don't understand why you have an issue. We need to, like, honestly, just people, use your brains a little bit, man. Come on. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me on this gloomy Tuesday. It's been cold. I've been cold. But yeah, I'm super excited to get this show out. I'm telling you this right now. Come hell or high water, we are going to put out a show no matter what happens. Thank you for joining me. I have been your host, Suleiman Steele. This is The Late Shift, and I will see you next week. Stay safe out there. Peace.